Hi guys, welcome to the trade, episode 62. Today I'm just hanging out with Kelly Bastow, aka Moosekleenex. Thank you for joining me. Yay. All right, guys. First off, before we get anything else rolling, I need to give an apology. I got really sick, and then a lot of other things happened on top of the illness. Right at the end of November, beginning of December, I was starting to feel unwell. I had a little bit of a cold. I got over it a little bit. I recorded a podcast with a fellow creator, Dave, over at Holidays Comics, and I intended it on posting it pretty much right away. And then I got that flu that's been going around. I got knocked out for 2 weeks, Then I got bronchitis. Then I broke a wisdom tooth. Then my grandfather died. And I've just been having a roller coaster of fun starting the year ever since. So I want to give a big apology to everybody for not posting in December or the beginning of January here. And I just posted the one that I did with Dave. And again, big apologies to everybody, including him. So sorry, Dave. I love you still. Sorry. But he's got a new comic out right now, so go check it out, holidayscomics.com. And look Dave up. I mean, I left all the links in the doobly-doo on the last episode, so please check him out and give him much love. And now, on to Kelly. So Kelly, overall, you've got some big projects coming up. Tell us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think it's May 18th or May 20th is the release of Man Freed the Man, which is a book by myself and Caitlin Major, who's a tremendous cartoonist as well. And it follows the story of Steve, who's like a humanoid cat, and his little pet man. And in this world, like humans are the pets, and they're very small, and cats run the world, and yeah. So the humans are doing annoying things like scratching your door and then walking away, just like tearing up your place, fighting, and they get fed little tiny hamburgers and stuff. It's just really quirky, really cute, really funny. But it actually is quite dramatic and heartfelt too, because in the story, Manfred runs away, and then Steve has to like overcome his shittiness and self-doubt to find his pet that he loves so much. So I think it's going to be great, and I'm really excited for the release, because this is like my first legit book. Like, that's crazy.
Hell yeah. It sounds like so much fun, and the designs are so cute. I love it. Yeah. I'll have links down in the doobly-doo below here for the Tumblr, the Amazon link for you guys to be able to pre-order the book. Please pre-order. This is definitely going to be awesome. Do you have anything else you're working
on? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I'm going to be working on a Newfoundland-themed board game, which is very close to my heart. I don't know if anybody knows that I'm from Newfoundland in Canada. So, yeah, but that's not getting on the go until February. So I'm going to be sharing more about that on social media, but just want to light that candle, as it were. And also working on a commissioned comic for Super Science Friends, which is a very, very cool YouTube series. It has like this really beautiful style. It looks almost like a brushy style. Like, the colors are beautiful, and it's like really witty and funny. Yeah, check it out. Super Science Friends by Brett Jubenville.
Nice.
And Caitlin works on that too, which is so cool. Caitlin, who's the Manfred author, she also works on Super Science Friends at the animation studio called Tin Man. So that's very cool.
Oh, that is very cool. We'll have to have her links down in the doobly-doo as well.
Yeah, we should get her on the podcast sometime.
Definitely.
Yeah, Definitely. She's really cool.
Very cool. All right. Well, I don't know about you, but I've been checking out on Instagram lately the Etherington Brothers. I'll have links for them as well. They're doing something they called learn. I can't say it right.
What is it?
Learnerary. It's like January with the learn at the beginning instead of the Jan. Again, links down below, but they're going over the basics of comics and really breaking things down into tiny little bite-sized aspects and breaking different composition aspects, lettering aspects, drawing aspects, you know, how to draw crystal, how to draw waves, because I'm terrible at drawing water. I love water, but for some reason I can't get that right. And they really give you some good tips and tricks there. So I think you guys should go check them out because they're giving me some definitely food for thought. And I love learning. I don't know about you, but anything new or exciting like that brings more awareness to comics and gives everybody more tools to make better work. So why not?
Yeah, the comics too are like so specific, and they talk about stuff that I wouldn't even think about, like impact debris, uh, horns, different shapes for birds' heads, like how to make really good composition. Just stuff you'd be like, oh, like, yeah. So like it's so awesome that they're doing this.
Yes, definitely food for thought.
Mm.
All right.
Good on them for helping everybody out.
Heck yeah. I mean, I'm learning from it, and I've been actually trying to learn about all of comics that I've could for many, many years now, and still something new to always check and learn. I mean, I think it's great. It's putting more information out there for all of us.
Yeah, I just saw a tutorial for shoes, which I'll be checking out later because I can't draw a shoe to save my life.
And this is the foot, and this is the shoe. I make a sack.
I just give everybody like a little stick, like a little pointy foot. I can't draw shoes.
I give everybody socks a lot of times.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not going, everybody's wearing their socks. Come on now. We're all comfy around here. No, it definitely like one of their composition theories, or not theory, but aspects that they pointed out. It's called the, if I can say this right. I can't say this right. Swarovski principle?
Oh, is that the crystal?
Yeah, it's a composition one.
Yeah, Swarovski. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, sorry, continue.
Anyway, he was very, very good. Ah, come on. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, he just makes it like totally pleasing to the eye. Just like these little subtle things you can do.
There it is. The Straczynski. I kept putting a W in there. Straczynski. It really just helps you think about, for instance, this one in particular I'm looking at here. He really talks about composition and how to frame and how to use your negative space or the objects in the background around it to really focus the reader's eye in on what you want on the page or in the panel. And it's just food for my soul.
Yeah, I don't understand why this hasn't gone viral. Like, it's crazy. I mean, I guess it did go viral on Twitter, but like, this is like so good. I'm really blown away.
It's just good. It's just good stuff. Well, me myself, because I've been learning from this, and because of this lovely load of garbage that's been happening to me, I've had a lot of food for thought. That's the best way to put it. A lot of anger too. Oh yeah, a lot of anger myself. So I'm trying to funnel this into some biocomics, autobiocomics, and work through that anger and not punch people. And I just recently had a fairly long-term relationship end and poorly. And I don't think it was any fault of my own that it ended. So yeah, lots of anger. Lots of anger. You're gonna put it in the comics.
Do you find if you do like kind of draw out a situation or like draw your thoughts on paper, like do you feel a bit soothed like from that? Like do you feel a bit better?
I do. Overall, it kind of just gets it out of your gut, you know, gets it out of your mind and really solidifies the way you feel. I mean, the situation, you know, whatever way, however you want to express it too.
Yeah. I mean, I know people who have gone through like really heartbreaking tragedies and like they're not the best at expressing themselves, but they just draw about it and they just like it's almost like that's their coping mechanism is just to draw and draw and draw and draw. And like it almost helps them work through those emotions. So drawing can be very powerful for sure.
Definitely. I found frequently using art as therapy and even just as a way to journal things, you know, it also helps break up those negative cycles you can get into mentally, you know, shitting on yourself in many ways. And some things are just beyond your control. They are not your fault. Some are.
Yeah.
And, you know, at the same time, that still helps you work through it. It still helps you face it. Take responsibility for parts of it that are yours, you know.
Yeah. Like I was listening to the last podcast that we recorded together. That was like what two-ish years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, because like in that podcast I was saying like one day I hope to be a full-time illustrator, and like I was like, oh my god, like it's all coming true for me.
Yay!
Yeah, so it was very emotional. But I was also like so problematic. I sounded like a dildo.
I think I sound like that every time I make one.
Yeah, but
I
like
accept my dildo hood. I embrace the vibrator, and I move on, vibrating all the way.
Do you ever cringe at your old self?
Oh yeah, constantly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
I was like
growing.
what? Why was I so emo? Oh my god! But then I was like, well, I also needed to be.
Yeah,
We're only
our younger selves are so cringy. Well, most of them.
I think we find ourselves cringy just because we know ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
all we
so
can do
I think that's where, yeah, I think that's where the cringe factor comes in. Is being artists, we're generally a little more, well, insecure about a lot of things. We're just unsure. And so that's where we get more of our cringe factor from, at least I think, you know. I'm not saying that's for everybody.
No. Yeah. Basically every artist I know has a lot of just issues that they're working through, a lot of self-doubt, but in a weird way that makes their art more beautiful and more honest.
Exactly. We're only human in the end.
Yeah.
And we can only do so much. So
yeah. Something that I'm seeing a lot lately from my friends is like almost like a creative burnout, and they feel like their self-worth is tied to how much art they produce. And that's that's really sad, because like I know some really sweet people who, like, if they don't draw a comic for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then they feel like they're not worth anything. Yeah,
I definitely understand that. You know, a lot of people tie their self-worth to their production.
Yeah.
And I think people need to realize that quality over quantity. you know?
Yes, absolutely.
And it's a hard cycle to break too. It's one of those mindsets you get into that, oh, if I'm not producing, if I'm not getting the likes on Facebook and Instagram and or whatever, you know, your social media is, especially for us younger generation, that's, you know, this is part of our bread and butter, you know, this is part of who we are and what's made us as of late. And you know, that's not all there is to the world. And you need to take care of you, that little self-care, self-love thing. You know, I got really down on myself for part of the time that I was sick because I'm like, oh my God, I'm not creating anything. I didn't get that podcast up that I made with Dave. I mean, what am I going to do? And I'm like, well, you can just apologize and keep going. And I'm like, this is true. I mean, what good is the roll over and die factor?
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, like, I don't know. When you fuck up, you kind of just have to own it and say, I'll do better next time, really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to send you my Twitter. Sorry, I don't know how to, like, hang on. I don't know how to send a link to a comic on Twitter. But if you scroll down, you'll see my comic I did recently on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And the comic is basically saying, like, I'm feeling really burnt out. Like, social media is, like, just taking over my whole life and making me compare myself to other artists and other people. And, like, I'm on it from morning, noon, and night. Like, it's taking up way too much of my time. And just how toxic that is, I guess. Yeah, if you scroll down, it's like, it says I'm having problems with social media lately. But it basically said, like, I need a detox from it, you know?
I know several friends, artist friends, creator friends in general, writers and whatnot, I know as well, have been putting up kind of what you call an internet nanny on all of their devices.
Yes.
Yeah, and it only gives them a certain amount of time a day. You know, they can set the amount, you know, and that way, okay, I'm just going to check my email. I only give myself so much time. I can check Twitter, Facebook, etc. Pop in, check on things, say hi, pop out. That way I'm not on it all day.
Yeah,
you know,
that's so good.
Yeah, I think overall limiting yourself, and that's hard to do, especially because, well, I myself included am addicted to it, you know. I had the power go out this morning here at my house, and it was out for a good hour or so. Somebody hit a power line in town and literally knocked out the local grid for a little while, and they had to leave it knocked out so that way they could get all their repairs done. Well, I was kind of going, oh my God, what am I gonna, wait a minute, what am I doing?
Yeah.
It's one of those slap that you're like, go make something. You got shit to do, you know.
Yeah.
You got a house to clean and you got a dogs to go walk, you know. So yeah.
Like, you forget there's a life waiting for you outside the screen. Like, it's totally crazy. And, like, I'll be just, and websites like Instagram and Tumblr and stuff like that, like, you just keep scrolling. Like, you could be scrolling for hours, checking out art, like, which is all cool stuff, but, like, if it's getting to the point where it's taking over something else and, like, you feel like you can't live without it, I think then it becomes a problem.
Definitely.
Also,
well, what I've been, oh, sorry, go ahead. Well, like what I've been doing with like Instagram, for instance, because I've got some of my favorite artists on there that I get really inspired by their work. I specifically go to the search option, go to their page. I'll go just from the last like 5 or 10, you know, posts they've done, get my inspiration, kind of do some doodles out from that as like a warm up. And then I immediately try to turn it off, you know.
That's smart.
And that way I can, you know, limit myself because I will catch myself just literally sitting there going back and forth between that or Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I'm going, what am I doing? I'm wasting my whole day. I just realized 3 hours went by.
Yeah, exactly. And then you go to bed and you're like, what the hell did I do today?
Yeah.
Another thing is, like, it sucks that if I mean, I talked about this in my comic, but, like, if one of my pictures gets, like, a ton of likes or favorites or whatever, like it makes me feel really good. But then that like weirdly influences what I draw next. And
Yeah.
like that sucks. Like I should be drawing what I want to draw, not like what I think people want to see or like what people expect from me. It's almost like I don't want to let them down, but it's like I don't want to just pander to what people want to see. I want to draw from the heart and yeah, just not have likes and favorites kind of overwhelm my own instincts. Because yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah. I'm definitely there with you. It's a real time drain. It can really suck you in. YouTube as well as I'm terrible about YouTube.
Oh, me
That,
too.
I think I'm about the worst with YouTube because I'll literally just leave it playing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's okay if it's playing in the background, like while you're doing something, but like I'll be working on some important job or whatever, and I'll get sucked into like what I'm watching, and then I'll like push that to the side and be like, oh, just like watching a freaking reality show or whatever.
Yeah, some of my favorite ones to watch are like the Try Guys with the food comparison or Markiplier playing some of his scary games.
Yeah, yeah, I do like Let's Plays type of thing.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, you just have to really monitor yourself, honestly. Now, if you're giving yourself a full day off, have fun, go for it, fuck around,
Mm.
you know. But if you're trying to get shit done, I got a little timer right here on my desk. Yeah, a little kitchen timer. It was a
Oh,
$1.50.
mm.
It's a $1.50 from the dollar store. It was, and I can set the hours, I can set the minutes, and I'm like, okay, I need to check my email. I do not want to get sucked in, so I'll give myself 15 minutes for email. And as soon
Yeah.
as that goes off, okay, if I'm in the middle of writing one, okay, hit the snooze on it, finish what I'm doing, shut it down.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah,
It's
my
just
my
you've got to, you've got to. I've given myself a goal for the next 4 years. I have a big amount of student debt on the top of my head personally,
mm,
and I work my day job mainly to pay it off and give me a little extra spending money for food, gas, whatever. And I'm spinning my wheels doing that. Basically, I'm not making enough of a dent in it to get rid of it.
mm.
And a couple of my online ventures, I've been selling t-shirt designs on Amazon. Guys, I'll give you a link down below if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And, I've been doing t-shirt designs there. I'm setting up a Society 6 page right now, and I'm going to sell some other designs there for other household goods and stuff. And I'm going to try to get that giving me a little more income in. If I can get that coming in where that'll pay my day-to-day, minutia, food, gas, then I can put my whole paycheck from my day job
Into the
and
loan.
into the loan.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I figured it'll take me right around 4 years if I can get that going by the end of this year.
Mm, yeah. You got to get your fingers in some different pies, and get like a little bit coming in here, a little bit coming in here.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
lovely thing about the internet that we currently have is we can, really open ourselves up to more business, more revenue, and more coming from more than one source. And
Yeah,
it's best to not have all your eggs in one basket anyways, especially in this day
yeah.
and age.
I mean, I know I was complaining about social media, but I am really grateful, like what it's given me, you know. Yeah, and talking about time management, I was just gonna say, my boyfriend gave me like some really good advice, like because I'm still getting used to starting to be a freelancer, and like nobody's there to motivate me. Like I have to motivate myself to work on stuff, you know. And he's like, you do this thing where like you work a little bit on stuff every day, but like you're never fully in work mode. But then when you're goofing off, you feel guilty like because you're not working on stuff. It's almost like you need to have your designated work time and your designated goofing off time. but you have to enjoy both
Mm-hmm.
and like work hard at both. You can't like do it halfway, you know. So I
Right.
thought that was really good advice. I'm gonna make a comic about that actually.
Very cool. Yeah, see, with my day job, I usually have to go in the afternoons and I'm there till I close the store, roughly speaking. A couple days is a little earlier, but you get the idea.
Hmm.
So I have mornings free. I'm usually up by about 5 a.m. where I'm at. And that's because my dogs are old and they need to go potty walk about 5 a.m. And so by the time you go outside in the cold, walking your dogs going, huh, and come back in, you're awake. So
Yeah.
I need to I'm actually working on it right now, setting up my space better, and I'm making that my work time on these projects, on podcasts, on whatever my creative endeavors are, and then and again I'll set my alarm, and then give myself a little bit of time to get ready, grab my lunch, and get out the door and go to my day job. And during my breaks and my lunch there at my day job, I've been getting a lot more productive, at least in the writing side of things and
Hmm.
thumbnailing and stuff like that, because I can't do full drawing work when I'm there, but I can at least get some ideas and thoughts down or do some thumbnails. And
Yeah. Do you have like a little notebook?
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I usually carry a Canson 5x7 with me because they're nice and cheap and readily available locally here. So I've got literally a
Yeah.
stack of them I bought on sale there a little while back. So I keep that with me. I also use that as my schedule book because there's just no point in keeping a separate scheduling book.
Hmm.
And so I use that kind of as my journal, as my doodle manifesto. It's the whole 9 yards, that little book. And I go through about 2, maybe 3 a year, but it gets a lot of good ideas in it. My notebook collection looks a bit insane right now, but I've got all these different little tags sticking out the side for different ideas I've had and whatnot.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I've got like this tiny little moleskin that I picked up on sale, and like every day I write my to-do list. I don't know if you can see. And there's just like any little notes that I have, like if an idea pops into my head, so then I can go back and say like, oh, yesterday I, comic idea, and I try to like cross everything off my to-do list. So that's helped a lot. But yeah, I definitely need to cut down on my computer time. I don't know if, I think the timer thing I might try. Cause like don't totally cut it out, but just give yourself like an hour of social media time, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And
definitely.
somebody else suggested queuing your posts, like so you don't have to like set up 5 posts to post over the next month or whatever, so you don't have to be constantly on there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've seen a couple of different programs you can actually download too. Like one I saw was Hootsuite, and you can connect all your social media to it, so that way, and you can schedule it ahead, and it'll post for you on a timely basis.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So
I do post on Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter, and that's a mouthful.
yeah, and yeah, it can really overwhelm you if you're not careful. But if you can plan it out a little bit ahead, and you've got even some silly drawing you've done, well, I don't need to post that today, but let me set it up where I can post it tomorrow, and it'll pop up at right around 8:30, and
Yeah, exactly.
then But yeah, just being more productive with your time. I know I still fall into the trap, of course, of just getting lost in the Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter deluge that the internet is, but it's still fun.
It is, yeah.
And I don't want to completely poo-poo myself for doing it because I still get a lot of really good ideas and thoughts, and then I can see where the general mindset is at the time too. If I'm creating for instance, I got a couple new t-shirt designs that should be going up here in the next couple of days. I think they're really fun and cute, but they're very now. I don't see them being very what you call current 6 months from now.
They're a bit topical.
Yeah, very, very topical to the lexicon right now. The internet, nice thing about the conglomerate that is the internet, we all sorts of mingle English language at least, and come up with new words all the time.
Yeah, those dank memes.
Right? The dankest of the memes.
Yeah, I mean, social media is fun. Otherwise, we wouldn't all be addicted to it.
Definitely. All right. Well, I guess we could just wrap it up from here. Thank you so much for coming on, Kelly.
Oh, thanks. It was nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well, hon. All right. And just keep us informed whenever everything goes up, and I'll post them here.
Yeah, check out Manfred, everybody. Coming this spring.
Woohoo! I got it on my pre-order list.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, because it's Manfred the man. He's so cute. His little butt. Sorry, he's so cute.
He's so sweet. There's a lot of other cute men, too, who you'll meet.
Yay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the trade. I hope to see you again next month. Take care. Bye-bye.